Well, it's a simple fact. You get injured in an accident or on the road or on the job, and the insurance adjuster isn't going to want to pay, which is why you need someone on your side to turn any weaknesses in your case to strengths. Richard Griffin with the Griffin Law Firm is here now to explain. Welcome again. So I guess that's pretty obvious. He doesn't want to pay. You need him to pay.
It is, yes. And you know, getting an insurance company to pay is not something that's easy to do. It's something that you need to have an experienced attorney, because they are going to come up with a lot of excuses and find every weakness and make a mountain into a molehill, or a molehill into a mountain.
Can you give us an idea of what how the typical adjuster views a case?
Well, early on, they're going to look at it and see if there's any problems with liability, anything that they can turn and twist to say that their insured was not at fault. They don't want to pay, so if there's any excuse where they can say that the injured party was contributed to the accident or caused the accident, or if their insured did not cause it, if there's gaps in care, if there's you didn't call the police, if there's witnesses, I mean, they're going to investigate it and try to get to all the witnesses, try to get recorded statements from all the parties to see if they can defend the case and not have to pay anything.
Well, don't you know that's intimidating to people? I mean, it would be to me.
Right.
I'd probably just quit.
And it's important not to do that. It's important to call the police. It's important to tell the police exactly what happened. It's important to get the treatment that you need as quickly as you can. If you need to go by ambulance, then you need to do so. If not, then follow up with your doctor. If you delay in that, then that can be another problem where an adjuster is going to say, well, if you didn't go to the doctor right away, I don't really believe you're even hurt.
Okay, give us an example of, or can you show us how they give you weaknesses and you turn those into strengths? Yes,
I can. We have a case where he was on the highway driving down the I-85, and a car beside him saw rubber in the road and panicked and veered off suddenly into his lane. He veered off and avoided that collision, but ended up going off to the right and having a crash over to the side. Now, there wasn't much property damage because they did avoid contact, but he was injured. He reported it to the adjuster, and the adjuster said, hey, I think you might be at fault in this. I'm not accepting liability. He began to call a lot of attorneys, and they all said, we're not going to take that case. You know, it sounds like there's too many problems. Well, he gave us a call at 877 Pain Law, and we dug into it deeper. And we found out that he had, first of all, he had had a previous surgery before. And because of that, that meant that he was more inclined to have an injury. And when the doctors did some additional testing, it turned out that where he'd had the fusion before in his back, there were new herniations and he needed to have a new surgery.
So Five turned him down, you said we'll take it, and then happy ending?
Well, it was a happy ending. You know, at first they were not wanting to offer much. They were saying, you know, we think that we're only accepting part liability. We were able to explain this and use jury verdict research and use the doctor narratives to get the adjuster to pay $235,000. So wow. It went from zero to a big number, and it should have, because he was seriously injured and he was about to give up. You know, he called a lot of attorneys, and that one more call was all the difference. This graphic that we have here, it shows on the left side you've got the adjuster's complaints. In that case, they weren't accepting liability because there wasn't contact between the vehicle. We explained that sudden lane change did not need to happen, and that was what caused the accident. Low property damage and no mechanism of injury were also what the adjuster said, hey, there's not much damage to the car, so how could the client be injured? We explained that our client had a pre-existing condition, had a prior surgery, and the doctors ended up recommending and performing another surgery. So that's where the eggshell plaintiff comes in. It didn't take as much to injure this person. And then, of course, the no settlement offer went to $235,000.
And it's just a phone call.
That's right.
Thank you so much, Richard. Don't forget to get the help you need. Contact the Griffin Law Firm. Call 877-PAIN-LAW. You can also log on to 877painlaw.com.